Have you ever had a teacher with literally no common sense? My 7th grade math teacher, Mrs. Davidson, reported me to the principal for smuggling contraband because I brought a scientific calculator to class. I'm talking about a standard TI-30X calculator that every high school student uses. This woman took one look at my calculator and her face went pale, like I'd brought a nuclear weapon to school. She was wearing her usual floral dress and reading glasses on a chain. "What is that electronic device?" she asked, pointing at it like it might explode. "It's a scientific calculator," I said. "My dad got it for me because we're starting the trigonometry unit next week." She snatched it off my desk and started pressing buttons randomly. When she hit the sign function and weird numbers appeared, she practically jumped backward and knocked over her coffee mug. "This is sophisticated cheating equipment," she declared. "You're trying to get the computer to do your mathematics for you." I tried explaining that scientific calculators are literally required for advanced math classes, that my older sister used one in high school, that even our textbook mentioned using them. But Mrs. Davidson wasn't having it. She marched me straight to the principal's office, clutching my calculator like evidence in a major crime. Her heels were clicking furiously on the linoleum floor. "Mr. Rodriguez," she announced dramatically, bursting through his door. "This student brought a sophisticated cheating device designed to manipulate test scores and undermine academic integrity." The principal, who had a master's degree in education and probably dealt with this nonsense weekly, looked at my calculator and sighed deeply. "Mrs. Davidson, this is a standard scientific calculator. Most students use these for advanced mathematics. My own daughter has the same model." She shook her head vigorously. "I've been teaching mathematics for 25 years, Mr. Rodriguez. Real mathematics is done with pencil, paper, and your brain. These electronic gadgets are making children lazy." Mr. Rodriguez pulled out the curriculum guide and showed her the part that literally said, "Students should use scientific calculators for trigonometric functions and complex calculations." Mrs. Davidson read it twice, then said stubbornly, "I don't care what some bureaucrat wrote. In my classroom, we practice authentic mathematics the way it's been done for centuries." My dad had to leave work early for an emergency meeting. He brought his engineering textbooks and showed her pages of calculations that would be impossible without scientific calculators. "Mrs. Davidson," he said patiently, "engineers, scientists, and researchers all use these tools daily. Teaching kids to use them properly is part of preparing them for modern careers." She crossed her arms defensively. "I don't trust anything I can't understand myself. If I can't do the mathematics by hand, then it's not real mathematics." That's when it clicked. She had absolutely no idea how to use a scientific calculator. She was intimidated by all the buttons and convinced that anything beyond basic arithmetic was cheating. The math department head had to give her a private tutorial the following week. I heard from other teachers that she spent the entire session asking basic questions like what the sin button was for. Meanwhile, she made me solve trigonometry problems by hand while my classmates used their phones' calculators. I was spending 3 hours on homework that should have taken 30 minutes. My dad complained to the school board. Turns out Mrs. Davidson had been teaching pre-algebra to 7th graders for years instead of the actual curriculum because she didn't understand advanced functions herself. The principal quietly assigned her a teaching aide who supposedly helped with technology integration. Really, this poor college student had to teach a 30-year veteran how to use basic calculators. Mrs. Davidson never apologized. She just quietly slid my calculator back across my desk one morning and pretended the whole incident never happened. I aced every math test that year and went on to take calculus in high school. She retired 2 years later, probably still convinced that anything more complex than long division was suspicious. The best part, my little brother had her class 3 years later. By then, the school had issued iPads to every student. She spent most of class time asking kids how to turn them on.